Good morning, everyone. Bom dia. I'm very happy to be here in Portugal. And as Alex helped the introduction, I am not Hunter Harris, but I'm very honored to represent Hunter and Ingevity here. It's my first time in the PCA meeting. I've been in the Pine Chemical for a long time, but my first time in the PCA, my first time in Lisbon, and the first time I volunteered to give someone else's presentation, and I thought it would be much easier. So you're gonna be my guinea pigs here to see how this experience goes, okay? So we're going to talk about enterprise sustainability. I'm very happy to announce that Ingevity just published its first ever sustainability report after the initiative we started last year. So the 2017 sustainability report is available in our website. And I will address any question in the at the end of the presentation. So in the next 20 minutes, I hope that we're gonna kind of tell a little bit about our experience and about the enterprise sustainability. But first, I would like to talk a little bit about the difference sustainable development and enterprise sustainability, which is the approach that was used by Ingevity. So, as the definition says, sustainable development is about meeting the needs of present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. So it is a balancing act as the world's population growth and with the socio-economics and environmental needs, but also with additional consumption of those additional, people in the world. They have more demand for natural resources. So this is definitely a global challenge with impacts on the government, society, business, and any other organization. So this is totally a need to balance those needs of a growing population and the natural resources available. So, understanding the balancing in this issue, United Nations in 2015 proposed a set of goals, Sustainable Development Goals, 17 those that with clear goals set by the year 2030. And UN feels like achieving those goals would put the society towards a more sustainable development. And those goals are related to energy, with access to water, no hunger, poverty. So a lot of areas, climate action, so a lot of areas that are important to the sustainable development. And many companies in the industry are looking into those 17 elements and looking for how they can develop tangible actions towards achieving those goals. And that's an example of the American Chemistry Council that look into the 17 and they say, well, we don't have the capability of reaching all those goals, so what can we do tangibly that we could make an impact? So they have 9 of those actions derived from the UN that they believe that the industry can work on and on those issues. So related to safe chemistry, quality of life, work on clean water. So while the sustainable development deals with this broader global societal scale, the enterprise sustainability It's about how the corporations will respond to those sustainability drivers. And, but it deals also with the third bottom line. So it's people, planet, and also profit. So the organizations need to be sustainable, and by the sustainability, they need us to generate profit. So this is a business approach that generates value by controlling the risks and capitalizing on opportunities associated with environmental and socioeconomic issues. So we can see a handful of drivers that are listed here, like access to and the cost of natural resources, shareholder pressures, constant changing regulations, the sustainability, the environmental sustainability drivers, and transparency and disclosure. So this is how this affects the enterprise. So when we, Ingevity, started working on this sustainability initiative, we went to a lot of different organizations to look for what kind of definition we are going to use to our own program. And so the one that we liked the most was the definition proposed by Bain Consulting in the ACC Fall 2016 meeting, which says that defining and executing your core business strategy in a way that addresses social, environmental, and economic fairness issues, such as that the success of the business and to that future generation are not compromised by actions taken today. So it's, again, it is about similar to the sustainable development, but with the element of executing your business strategy and make sure that the corporations will be sustainable into the future. So how companies are using those key drivers, those elements, to become even better? So it's clear that the corporate sustainability provides benefits to the bottom and the top line. And it protects and creates value for all stakeholders. And by all stakeholders, I'm including the world around us. So the communities, the societies, the population. And this value can take different forms, including reducing impacts, environmental impacts, managing risks, reducing cost, and enabling growth. So it's also a very good approach, like we're doing at Ingevity, to harmonize the sustainability initiative with the overall risk management portfolio. So, there are increasing requirements in terms of how you comply with regulatory. So a lot more needs for disclosures and reporting on the regulatory side. So you see an increase in the voluntary and mandatory reporting related to compliance in terms of regulatory and product stewardship. Also, there's a lot in the financial aspect. You needed to report a lot more, like the Dodd-Frank SEC conflict minerals filing, the California Transparency and Supply Chain Act. So a lot of additional demand for reporting in the regulatory world. Also, a lot of companies, they are looking into not only within their fence, but that they're going into the supply chain, working with their suppliers on the overall impact of the industry. So we see companies or business in the food and beverage industry or banks or telecom, if they work only within their fence, the impact that they will have into the environment or the sustainability is very minimum, because all the emissions, I would say, it's outside their fence. It's how they transport the goods, it's how they move goods, while in the oil and gas or chemicals, a lot of the potential impact is within their fence. So they can work within their organization to reduce or mitigate those emissions. It's also important today, and I hope you have a similar experience in your business, in your companies, but having a sustainability initiative helps to attract and also to retain talents. So those companies, the good corporate citizen companies, they have ability to attract and retain more talents, which is a very good competitive advantage, especially nowadays in the US with such a low unemployment rates. So there's also another driver related to consumers shifting their consumer habits and also their behaviors. So we see a lot more business and a lot more demand for sustainable, for green, for fair trade. We see a lot this more in all kind of business, and this behavior, it's only just to increase. There's no way back. So those chains also create more demand into companies to pay attention to those new consumers. And there's also pressure from the investors, and a good sustainability initiative is like a proxy for a good governance. So this is also another driver that are, the companies are paying attention. So so you can benefit, you can respond faster to our investor. A lot of investors and management funds, they expect to have this public disclosure. So it's not only you have internal, but they expect you to show and to be public with all your information around sustainability. So with all those drivers, the companies needed to respond to those. So everything starts with the good governance. So companies are creating structures, committees, and rules. They are defining policies. They are creating metrics around all the pillars about people, profit, and planet that they can show. They are working with the risk management. This is to respond to their shareholders. So they're engaged more with their shareholders holistically. They are disclosing more this information into the public, and they are working on the product side, on the service, looking for life cycle management, to customers partnership, in the operations, to looking for ways to reduce emissions, and having operational excellences. In the supply chain, looking to beyond their fences, going broader on risk mitigation, and also on the asset development, more scrutiny about due diligences when you go for a merge and acquisition, engaging more with the community. So all this it's things that company were doing, but now with the sustainability initiative, you needed to really have this organization to support those efforts on the ongoing basis. It's not a one-off. So, so with all said, all those drivers, all the company are responding. So why we're doing, so a summary, why we're doing enterprise sustainability. So it's about managing the environmental, socioeconomic risks and opportunities. We are meeting our stakeholders' expectations, which are increasing. We believe it creates value for the company and the stakeholders. We are responding to drivers on the sustainability initiatives that are becoming mainstreams. We see pressure from customers, and the consumers and the investors, so we needed to respond to those. We think it is a possibility to reduce the cost. So we received so many questionnaires today to fill up on the sustainability side. So if we have a program, we believe this will help us to respond faster to those inquiries. And this will definitely help to build internal engagement and talent retention. And we know that engagement is totally associated with productivity and the performance. So there is a huge landscape of possibilities on how you report your initiative. And Ingevity chose the Global Reporting Initiative as the framework for our initiative. And we did that because it's an international accepted reporting system. Many of our peers are using GRI, so you have the same basis for comparison. And the GRI protocol provides a good framework for assessing the materiality process. So the materiality is everything that could have an impact into your business. And there was a very interesting process that I was able to participate with Ingevity in the definition, being part of the team that developed the initiative on assessing those materialities, everything that could have an impact on the stakeholders. And there was a good framework provided by GRI. So at Ingevity, this coming to our sustainability initiative, so our mission statement capture this desire to integrate the sustainability, the more environmental aspect, with our business strategy, which is creating value and delivering on our capabilities, which are purifying, protecting, enhancing the world around us today and well into the future. So as I said, after 18 months, over 3,500 hours, employee hours dedicated to this, more than 120 stakeholders interview, and we did an interview on a very broad base. We are implementing our sustainability initiative, and the first ever report has been just published. So our initiative, in order to reach our mission of purifying, protecting, and enhancing the world around us, everything starts with the integrity and ethical behavior. So this is the basis of everything we do. And the sustaining pillars are, we came up with the 4 pillars, and those are the 12 material issues that we believe has the highest impact on the sustainability, on the enterprise sustainability. So they are related to protecting our people and the environment. They are relating to creating value to customers and the society. They are related to engaging our people. So this is people and community, and continue to deliver a higher performance on business excellence. So this has been a very interesting process, and I was very honored to participate on the Sustainability Council and the initiative implementation. And today I lead this pillar. So I'm actually the managing of this pillar for Ingevity. And that's what I have on the sustainability. I'm glad to answer any question. I'm sure more on the implementation and execution than on the initial part, which is the corporate development and enterprise developments. Thank you very much.